That will help them become attached to themselves and feel comfortable trusting their own wisdom. When the whole world is telling them to do it a different way or to go left and go right and it shifts the next week, your child will be able to say, that doesn't match with what I understand about the world. And so I'm not really going to just do it because everybody else is doing it. Human beings thrive when there is clarity. Unfortunately, culture has shifted in such a way where clarity is a lot harder to come by. Young people today are bombarded with a million different images and ideas about how they should live their lives. And with the many, many options that are now available, on the surface, it can seem like that's a good thing. Unfortunately, a lot of young people find themselves simply feeling overwhelmed, anxious, and even just feeling stuck. Like, where should I go? And why should I even go that way? This makes the proposition or the idea of being a follower a little bit more appealing than actually being a leader. Because there are just so many options, you just kind of feel like, well, let me just let somebody else lead the way. When this happens, it becomes necessary for parents to step in. It is incumbent on us to raise leaders in a time where following is the norm. Thanks to social media, being a follower is just a way of life. We have followers, we are followers, and we are simply following. So it is on us as parents to step in and help our children to become leaders. So of course, the $1 million question is, okay, Dr. Ellerbe, how do we do this? The very first thing you have to do is define what you mean by leader. It is so easy to simply think of a leader as somebody who runs a big company, who invents a new exciting thing or way of living life. But what you as a parent really want to do is to see leadership as allowing your child to be a leader of their own selves. Is that they have a clear enough identity and purpose and a clarity about their lives that they know how to proceed. That they are the ones who are driving their own ship instead of letting somebody else run things. And so the first thing is think of leadership as teaching your children to be leaders of themselves. The second thing you want to do is to help create a secure attachment in your children. It is very hard to get children to do something or understand who they are if they don't feel secure or connected within themselves. And that is on us to do. So parents, be highly responsive. I know our culture tells us don't hold the baby too long, don't do this, don't do that, but be responsive to your children. Listen to them. Let them know that push comes to shove, I'm here. I'm with you, and we are on this journey together. That will help them become attached to themselves and feel comfortable trusting their own wisdom. When the whole world is telling them to do it a different way or to go left and go right and it shifts the next week, your child will be able to say, that doesn't match with what I understand about the world. And so I'm not really going to just do it because everybody else is doing it. And isn't that what we want as a parent? To know that when our child is out of our presence, they have a clear enough sense of themselves that they're not going to just do what somebody else tells them to do, especially if it can harm them. And the last thing that I really want to focus on is create a clear family identity. I love this point. I run my family. All 6 of my children are living under this concept that we have a clear family identity. This is what we do, and this is why we do it that way. I don't simply say, you have to be a leader. You must do this, or you must do that. There's a why, and there is a reason for how we choose to live our lives. And it helps them have for one, it teaches them to be thinkers themselves. Is, hey, I know a lot of young people, my teenager, she cannot be on social media. And that's abnormal today. But she's comfortable with that idea because I'm even willing to show her the research. Hey, what we're seeing is that young people are finding themselves more likely to be anxious, depressed, and struggling with their self-esteem by being constantly bombarded with all these images. And so I choose to protect you. I choose to help give your young mind a chance to develop without all the pressure. And she can accept that because she knows as our family mission, it is very, very, very important for us to improve the world that we live in. And I mean, when I say a family mission, I mean, write it down. Have a very clear way that for us, we're the Ellerbes. And we are here to improve the lives of those around us. Simple. If that's what yours is, use it. If it's not, choose something else. But make sure leadership is a normal part of how you process and communicate with the world that you're in. And this will allow you to raise children who are not simply following. So simply, as parents, it is on us. We cannot wait for the world to do it. We cannot hope that things will all just work out. We live in a time where things are changing so frequently that the millions of options and the constant changing is actually a threat to our children's peace. So we have to raise them to be leaders. So it's very simple. Parents, create clarity, create connection. And this is how you will raise the leaders of tomorrow.